Hey, good morning and welcome in to the Rick Dog Network. As we're going to we'll be playing Red to the Show in just a few moments here. I'm getting everything loaded up and running. So hopefully I look halfway presentable. And hopefully, technically, we're doing good. Hopefully, I sound good. Give me the thumbs up once somebody jumps on here. Let me know how I sound. But we'll get started here. Welcome aboard. Here we go. What do we got here? All right, beautiful. We're going to have some spring training action as we wrapped up the first season with the championship. And I had big time performances in the championship series for AAA. So now they invited me to spring training. Welcome in. So we're talking. Be talking some sports. Unfortunately, we'll be talking Chicago sports this weekend, and be talking Road to the Show. See if I get the call up. See how I play in spring training here. Should be exciting. Welcome aboard. As we're just getting started here early in the morning. It's a slow start for me this morning, so bear with me. I've been partying hard all week. For the 420 is now turned into an all-week event. Look at that lineup. Look at the Rick Dog playing for the White Sox. All right. Thank you. Welcome. That's exciting, folks. Little spring training action here in year number 2. So the White Sox, should we get into it, or we'll wait a little bit before I feel like we should go right for it. The last time I was on, I was goofing around and telling stories about how I was disappointed in the White Sox losing a doubleheader and not to worry about it. Just hang in there. It's still early in the season. I was also talking about how the Bulls had a big playoff game against the Milwaukee Bucks on Friday, and I had a wedding to go to. I was going to wear my Jordan jersey because most of my family there was from Milwaukee, and they were excited about it. But I didn't wear it. I got talked out of it by my partner. She was not going to go with me if I wore a Jordan jersey. So sometimes that's why you have your better half. I thought I was going to be a badass, and she's no. Look at that. Got Jose Canseco's number. I kind of like that number, which means Larry Garcia is still here, and he won't give up that damn number, and that's a hanger. Well hit, but I think he's going to settle under that one. Yeah, so Bulls fans feeling good. Sox fans feeling good. Cubs fans optimistic. And then we shit the bed. We lost a doubleheader and, all that good stuff, right? It was leading into that Friday where it was going to be a huge playoff game, and the Bulls lose by like 30 points. Or whatever it was. I couldn't watch it anymore because I'm at the wedding. I'm trying, thank God that the freaking TV's all the way on the other side of the planet, so nobody's really watching the game except for 4 or 5 people. But every once in a while, I'm getting the look from the cousins like, are you watching that game? Like, oh, shit, we must be losing bad. And then, you hear you're down by 30 or 40, so you just, I don't even watch the damn game or the replay, so the champs came back and just punched us right back in the jaw. And now let's see how we respond to that. So it's going to be interesting. That's the Bulls. And now I have a wedding on Friday, which is great. Congratulations to my cousin if he's listening, or anybody in my family. It was great to see everybody. I had a great time. It worked out well. My parents had a great time, all that good stuff. But then, on the way there, I have a conversation with my dad, who's probably the most brilliant Sox fan I ever talked to, and there's a reason why I'm a Sox fan and everybody in my family is a Sox fan. He's a guy who never really played like collegiate or anywhere. He never played baseball like hardcore. Maybe as a little kid or something like that. I guess he was kind of athletic, but he was not an athlete or anything like that. More of a businessman. But he's always known the game of baseball, almost like the back of his hand. And here he goes, second at bat. That's well hit. Back. And he dives and can't get it. That's going to be off the wall. I may have to stay here because we have a Carlton Fish situation at the plate with two people scoring at the same time. But you know what? He never played, but his opinion was always spot on, no matter what. Like, he's always right on the money. So you always got to take you don't realize it at first what he says. It kind of goes through one ear, and you want to believe what you're thinking. But then a few days later, you're like, you know what? He was right. And it's just he has this, that's the amazing thing about baseball is you don't really have to play that high up to be that smart. You could just watch it your whole life and have that kind of weird instinct and knowledge that nobody else knows. So, whether or not my dad could be a coach or anything like that, I don't think. But I think he could really sit back and analyze it better than anybody. So, he's telling me, I had that the last time I was on, I was telling everybody just to relax, not to worry about it. We're a week in, 2 weeks, 10, 15 games, into the season. I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't put too much into it, right? So after I sit down and have a conversation with him, he's like, you know what? After watching that doubleheader, I'm very worried. I was like, what? The freaking doubleheader? After a back-to-back rainouts in Cleveland, I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't read too much into it, Pops. Just settle down. You don't know what you're talking about, right? All of a sudden, this is like, you're just set right back into your place. It's fucking Sunday. Hey, pinch hitting for me. I'm having a game here, right? But it's spring training. I got to relax. I had a good game there, I think. And all of a sudden, it's Sunday. And okay, so now I have the wedding. I have a good time there. And then Saturday, we celebrate 420 again. There's this marketing, my partner's in Kimbo Pants, she's got the podcast you look up to Kimboology. She's also in cannabis marketing, so we have this huge there's a party because they were supposed to have a marketing event and there was a huge fire on the north side, so it all got canceled. So it brought us all together. We had this great time, but we smoked more. It was one of those sessions where if you're out there and you're a little kid, don't do this, but until you're old enough to do it. I must have smoked, 13, 14 fucking joints. Just had it. I enjoyed my life on a Saturday. I didn't even watch the Sox game. Completely forgot about them for a day because, what? Hey, if you're losing 3-4 games in a row, I'm going to take a step back and not let you ruin my weekend, right? So I wake up this morning and I fucking look at the headlines in the news and I'm like, maybe I'll watch the game. And something told me just to read the headlines and watch the highlights. And I looked at fucking Eloy Jimenez almost dies running to first base. The Sox lose another one. We've lost 6 in a row. We're 6-8. We're fucking terrible. We suck again. He was 100% right. There's something wrong. There's something wrong. So I in a quick analysis in my head, like what's, this happens. I'm in here knocking the Cubs fans like, oh, they're going to be done by June. We may be done by June. We have early injury problems. We have early leadership problems, it looks like. We're out here just having a good time. I did mention that, our division's not going to be a cakewalk, and they're showing us right away. Maybe it could be a rude awakening early. It looks like Jimenez is probably going to be out for the season again. It's disappointing. I don't want to harp on him. He's a man who's playing hard, and I wish he would understand a little more. But he's it happens, and now we're losing another guy, and now it looks. It's just a situation where somebody here, and then the guy. It's, I can't be, I'm not going to be disappointed. I'm sitting here in my chair talking shit, but it's somebody that I was saying that I was hoping that I thought he was going to be a leader. It's Tim Anderson. Now, Now this is when my dad and I spoke in the back of a car. He was like, "I'm very disappointed in their defense, in the way they're approaching things, and things don't look good. It's giving me a bad feeling." And when he says that, usually he's right, and usually it leads to bad stuff further down. So now, I hope somebody else in this ball club notices this as well, and so they're going to have early meetings, some bullshit here, which usually bad teams have meetings, right? But you want to shore this up early, and Tim Anderson errors, 3 or 4 errors in the week, and he had a big one, the other day where he lost the game. So he's going to have to get drawn. He's had moments like this in the past where lack of focus. So these guys are going to have to get back to the drawing board. It's not the end of the year. It's not the end. I'm not always doom and gloom. I'm just saying it's a little more serious than it's just early in the year and we'll just move past it. It's time to look in the mirror. A lot of guys that are leaders, Jose Abreu, Tim Anderson, the catcher, guys like that. Now you have today. Tune into the game at 3 o'clock. You have big Lucas Giolito back on the mound. Hopefully we can bounce back. We need some leadership. It's time to, we're not just throwing our cleats out on the field and expect to win the game. You have to play the games in a tough division. Minnesota's going to be tough. Cleveland's going to be tough. Detroit looked like they were going to be a solid club. And then we haven't even played, Kansas City to see. And they're usually, with the catcher like they have, and they look pretty tough always. So you're going to have to, get your shit together early on and say, hey, this is, or if not, I don't give a shit how good do you think you are. We're going to be sub 500 by the All-Star break, trying to figure out what the fuck is wrong, and things could get bad. So we'll see what you're all about. And another guy who's a leader on this team is Larry Garcia. So last year you had this, the last couple of years you've had this fun, laugh, happy-go-lucky, we're dancing around, everything works out well. But you were flying under the radar for the most part. Nobody was really taking you seriously, Now you come back this year and everybody kind of knows you're on the radar, especially Minnesota and Cleveland because they want the division, and they're giving you their best shot every day. So you have to be ready to play baseball. So it was a tough one. It's been a tough weekend for the Cubs. For Sox fans. The Cubs won big yesterday. They they scored 3 touchdowns. And they converted on all the extra points, 21-0. So it's crazy. Talk shit. That's what you get. I was dogging Cub fans, and now that's how it goes. Now I have to man up to it, and. I'm not jumping ship yet. I'll put my Sox jersey back on later on this telecast. I'm not the biggest Sox fan on the planet. So it's been an interesting. Baseball is a very humbling game. Slice of humble pie, just like that. Number 33 is batting .333. I think the Sox need to trade Larry Garcia so I could get my fucking number. God damn it, we suck again. And then the Bulls, they get blown out by 50. I didn't even watch the game. I'm at a fucking wedding. And everybody knows I'm the biggest Bulls fan, and I've been talking shit all day, all week. Whatever. A rough week. Welcome to be a Chicago sports fan. Optimism. Push. Smackdown right back down to earth. You guys suck. Whatever. Spring training action. So this is Road to the Show. Got my guy who had a good season. I think AAA, we won the championship. Had a big series, multiple home runs, won games as a pitcher. And now the next season, I think that even the Sox in my virtual career mode lost in the World Series. So now we're back in spring training. This is my second year. Road to the Show. I'm a switch hitting shortstop. That was a good pitch. So now I'll probably be called up pretty soon here. Even if I have a good spring training, they might even call me up right away. But either way, I'm not too worried about it. Stress-free. I don't mind staying down a little longer to get my stats up. So that look at Larry Garcia, 74 years old, going to get second base. I was talking to. He's a guy that I feel needs to step up. He's a guy who's running around, goofing around. I know Jose Abreu said he was going to come in and just have fun and make sure he has fun. I hope they look up and say 6 games in a row is not fun. They have to get serious. If you see, that's the difference. Oh, there's just a little. Oh, this maybe. Let's see the cannon from the catcher. I got a chance here. Oh no, I made the turn. Now I'm in a pickle. I dive. Safe. Oh yeah. Oh, look at that's classic Rick Dog right there. Oh, I'm gonna live out my glory days right here. If that was a high school Rick, would have turned this into a double quickly. I probably would have turned this into a triple. That was accidental. You're holding the button down so hard trying to get to first. It's kind of realistic, and then you accidentally make the turn. So I just kept on running. I didn't want to get in a pickle, and they were probably late to get over to second. It's somewhat realistic. This game's got its moments where it feels real. It's interesting. So yeah. Now the Whites, as far as the White Sox go, is a tapper foul. I think. See, this is a part of a team. This is like, why does a team have to go through losing in like a big series like they did last year against Houston? Like, why do they have to go through that? Why can't they just win? Why does a young team have to go? Because a young team has to get over the fact that this is not just fun and games. If you're serious about winning a World Series, you're gonna have to get serious. On a day-to-day basis. It's not just running out there, smiling, ha ha ha. You're going to have to focus and start playing, learning how to win early in the season. Not just throwing the glove out there and whatever happens, happens. No, you're going to have to play baseball from the first inning on. You saw it in that doubleheader. They started making errors, and then it snowballed. And they still haven't recovered all the way till today. That's a week later. So. It's going to take some leadership, hopefully not a coaching meeting, somebody to say, hey, let's close the door here. Let's regroup. We're 2 games under 500. You just lost Eloy, maybe for the year. That's going to open the door for other guys to step up. Vaughn and the other big guy, the left-handed power hitter, Sheets. Now Larry Garcia is going to have a dive. Can't get it. Larry Garcia is going to have to. We were in a shift situation. Or maybe they got me playing second base. How about that? I called it. I don't know what the hell's going on. Whatever. Maybe they cheered Makata. We'll figure it out. But somebody's going to have to step up and close the door and say, hey, let's regroup here. Let's get back to the drawing board. I'm 1 for 1 with a single. Or it should have been a double. I guess they called it an error. So let's see how they respond. It's disappointing. It's humbling. I was talking shit, but I always talk shit, so whatever. Oh, man. Oh, man. I think the Bulls play today. I'll watch it today. I'm excited. Another big... Ooh, yes, a shot. Rick Dog's hot here in spring training. Multiple hits and RBI. Ooh, doctor. Rick Dog's rolling. He looks good in that Sox uniform. He looks good in 33. I'm going to have to maybe pay. I just signed a big $100,000 contract. Maybe Larry will take a goldfish or something for my number. Oh, no, I'll talk to him. I want 28, that son of a bitch. We'll make a deal. He looks like a reasonable man. He's only wore the number for a good, How long's Larry been here for? Larry's been up and down, back and forth. Been in a Sox uniform for at least 7, 8, 9 years now. At first, whatever. He turned into a pretty good ball player. Let's hope he turns it around. Hopefully, you never know. Yeah. White Sox. Go White Sox. Ugh, that might be a base hit. Let's see how the pitcher gets over there pretty good in spring training. I hit it well. I'll be getting pulled after this one. We got the windmills out in left field here. Where the hell are we at? I don't know what freaking stadium this is. Who's this guy? He's taking my job, whoever this guy is. And then as far as the Bulls go, you had that one game. You see, we kind of talked about it a little bit. You hope that you don't live. I didn't watch the game, but I could. This is fucking side street Monday morning quarterback at its best. You got to hope. I saw, this is talk about game 2. They were really hitting the threes. They were knocking down their shots. They were playing great defense on the inside. When I looked in early, when I looked up, I was going to the bathroom at the wedding, and I could just see they were down early 30 points. It was like a 50, I think it was like 60, 30, 60, something like that. You could just see it was a huge deficit. So, hearing some of the complaints on social media about stop shooting threes and all this stuff, so you live and you die by it. It's crazy how much the game has evolved into this 3-point game. Like, you're relying on it so much. You need shooters, It's fine and dandy having DeRozan who could shoot twos and knock down those. I don't know. It's interesting. It's just you have to have guys that could spread out the floor and knock down a shot, or else you're just not going to be able to compete. I don't think in this league. I don't know. Or if you're gonna, you really have to be dominant down low. Like you can't just. It's a double-edged sword, and the Bulls, I don't think are built well enough. You got all excited in middle season. Whenever you're excited that somebody's hurt and like, hey, now we got a shot, maybe we can hang with them. It's not a good thing. It tells you, it shows you that you're weak, and still Milwaukee's the defending champions, and that they're still the better team at the end of the day. And you were slightly afraid. You're hoping you could come home, right? I was like, oh, the ruckus crowd, but that's been that's where the champions and being a champion and being able to work through that type of stuff. And I was talking about the White Sox. That's where you have to go through seasons and losing seasons and learning how to win and becoming a serious club and becoming a championship winning team. And Milwaukee had to go through that. And they lost a little bit, and that's beautiful. I like that. I got the White Sox baseball coming your way here. Spring training action. So I'm trying to get working my way up to the big leagues. So the White Sox learning to win, and the Bulls also in that position. Who's this? Who we got here? Oh, that's who do we got? Diana Taurasi with a cannon throwing out the first pitch here. Love me, Diana Taurasi. The greatest female basketball player of all time in my eyes. Still love that woman, Diana Taurasi. What a badass. Got a cannon, too. Well, welcome in to White Sox baseball. So, humble pie here up at the plate. Ooh, good fastball is. That's a little Central Division matchup here in spring training. And a little cutter, a curveball in. He's bearing in on me. It's 1-1. Oh, good. It's a cutter, so it was moving. I didn't know what to do with it. What else happened? I took a break on it. Once the Sox lose 3 or 4 in a row, I got to take a break, or else it just ruins my life. So I enjoyed life. Had a Snoop Dogg session yesterday with some good friends that I met. Well, I can't say good friends, but it was co-workers of my partner who she's becoming good friends with, who I felt like I met. It felt like good energy. It felt like good friends, so I don't mind saying that. Felt like I met some good people yesterday. So we're just enjoying life. Sometimes it's not about sports. See, this is a Rick Dog Network. If you're getting bent out of shape over this shit, take a break. You don't have to go smoke or anything like that if that's not your thing. Go do so. It was 80 degrees yesterday in Chicago. Take a break. That's it. Like, people be like, I'm surprised to hear you say that, Rick Dog. You're the biggest Sox fan I know. Yeah. Fuck that shit. They took a few days off. Why can't I take a day off from that? Don't get bent out of shape over it, people. Who saw that shit? Okay. So I took a break and mental break, and I woke up this morning. I'm really saddened by the Eloy Jimenez. It really took it was a punch to the gut. It was like after an already really tough. I feel bad for the guy, man. I was telling a story to my dad about how he's won the crowd over in left field. I went to opening day by myself, and I really took in his energy. And I've taken his energy in a lot, which I've been super critical of him, not as a ball player. I understand the talent that he possesses. I've been critical of him wanting to play left field, and that I was afraid that, just go DH. And I'm reminded, I should have slid it hard and took this asshole out, but whatever. It's spring training. You're right. I made the right decision there. It's tough, man, because he's got so much talent. He feels so bad for him because you see him out in left field. He's got this Sammy Sosa type of energy where the crowd loves him. He loves the crowd back. He's playing with the crowd. And all this blah, 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 blah. But it's good for the game. It's good for the crowds. It's good for the fans. It's good for the bleacher bums. It's good for soul watching him play out there, right? So it's, as much as I'm kind of critical of him wanting to play out there, I understand it. And I knew why he was not going to want. I figured it out on opening day. Like, why does this big guy who could just make so much money as a hitter could just play DH for the rest of his life and not worry about it? Why is he sucked it? But I figured it out. Like, it was, and it's tough to say. Well, I would want to do it too. I'd want to go out there and sit. You're 24. You're a young dude. Chicago summer, there's no better place to be than the bleachers in either Wrigley or Kaminsky. So he's got the best of both worlds. He could play ball, and he could sit out there in left field and play with the crowd and stuff like that. So I get it, and I understood it. And I was hoping that he didn't crash into the wall and stuff like that and get hurt again. But, and then you're like, you could get hurt doing anything in the game. You're hoping that he comes back, and it's tough, man. I don't want to be critical. As you get older in the game of baseball, I feel like guys figure out, you don't. I used to tell this story to my buddy David Logan, one of the greatest football players that played in the city of Chicago. Shout out to David Logan. He was a running back, Catholic League action. And he was just learning the game of baseball, and he ended up being a great student. He didn't know it all the way till high school. Never took the time to learn it. And then we used to sit and play this game. And then so he has one of the greatest football minds. So if I sit and play him in Madden, he's the greatest Madden player I've ever seen. But he ended up converting him into that's like two people now that I've met ended up being really good baseball. He ended up being really good at the show and ended up having great baseball knowledge. But I used to explain to him why a superstar baseball player didn't have to sprint down to first base. He's like, what the fuck? Why not? Like, you get down to first base, you hustle. Like, you know what? If you're a guy that could hit the ball out of the park 60 times a year, you shouldn't. It's so tough because then you don't want to tell a guy not to sprint down to first base, right? It's a double-edged sword because I know I would do it. Who was the guy? Not the Scott Passaga. He was the left fielder last year who always used to sprint down and get hurt, And you don't want to tell them not to do that, but you have to use your head. If you got, and it's tough. You only kind of learn that stuff when you're much older and. So there were certain guys that you see kind of jog down to first base and they look like assholes. You're like, why is this guy just jog? Why isn't he hustling to first base? So, because this guy is a power hitter and we don't need him getting hurt running to first base. But he doesn't know that. And you can't fucking blame him. And, it's baseball. That's why there's these unwritten rules that they talk about. I hate these fucking unwritten rules. Shut the fuck up. You have to been in between the lines at a very high level I don't even understand unwritten rules, So we can't really be super critical. And then when you see Major League Baseball players criticizing the unwritten rules of baseball. They obviously aren't students of the game enough. You know, I'm not going to criticize them because who the fuck am I to know? But it's like you have to just be a student of the game, learn the game and understand, and that's why you kind of need veterans to lead the way. And it's just a tough situation all the way around the block, and it's really tough to hear that news of him getting hurt the way he did, running down to first base, and it looked like a sniper hit him. He goes down, and it gets whenever you get carted off in a baseball game, it's not good. So you just, God bless the guy. You know, I've been critical, but I never want to see that, especially to one of my guys, one of our guys, as we like to say in Chicago. Man, it sucks for that guy. I feel bad. I really do. You don't want to. You don't wish that upon your worst enemy in this. So it sucked. It was like, you know, and I'm sure Sox fans are feeling it. But hang in there, Sox fans. What a week. Oh, God, that's what I get for talking. It's all my fault, man. I went on here on this. I'm sorry, Eloy. It's not my fault. It's not how it works. That's not how all this works, people. Eloy, hang in there, big guy. The last time, last year, he was able to bounce back. He took it on the chin. So I feel maybe whatever does not kill you makes you stronger. So big Eloy, hang in there. It looked like a rough injury. It's going to take some time to get back. Use this. He's never going to see this, right? So I'll post this on. I hope he does because I could be very motivating. Use this to drive you, big guy. Use this to drive you. It sucks. So now the Sox are going to have to regroup. The Bulls are going to have to regroup. Chicago going to have to regroup after 420. I'll probably take a tolerance break here once I run out of weed because I smoke too much. And probably not even making sense. Wait, what the fuck is this guy talking about? He smoked entirely too much weed. But you got snap back into reality once he saw that highlight. I didn't even watch the game. That's the only part of the fuck. That's all you got to see. Jesus Christ. Oh, brother. Hopefully it's not as bad as it looked, right? Road to the show. There's big Luis Roberts. Spring training action. Lorenzen on the mound. This is we'll be stepping in. We're down 3-0 early. Nobody cares about the score here early on. Oh. I'm going to take a pitch. We're having some technical difficulties.
Takes the ball here as he stands in now. Next offering is in for a strike.
It's 1-1. It's 2-1.
2-1 pitch is in there, and the count is even.
Oh, that was pretty nasty. Did it get me? No. So it's 2-2.
2 down, nobody on.
Oh, he jammed me. That was good. Good pitch. That was a tough at bat.
Witt makes the catch, and that'll do it. 1, 2, 3 go the White Sox. They trail in this one 3-0.
All right. I don't know. I can't see my chat box for some reason. So if anybody has reached out, pardon my rudeness. Welcome in to the Rick Dog Network. We're talking White Sox baseball still. I'm not going to duck out. I'm still hanging in there. And then, who else we got? Anybody?
And here it comes. And that's through there for a strike.
It's 0-1 to the Dog. So we'll go 0-2 quickly. I got to pay attention here. So he started off good. I want to Ooh, that's a tough pitch. In. We'll step out. I want to be a good 2-strike hitter here. Want to keep the momentum going here on the Rick Dog Network. Oh, that's a shot. And it's going to get down for a base hit. I'll probably hold up as my speed is not up to par yet. Got a toe situation here. Still getting up to speed.
So man aboard, Yasmani Grandal up to hit.
The Rick Dog Network playing some good baseball. Got a hit in each one of my spring training games. Now, as I'll go, we'll fast forward here. It's our early morning swing session. Thank you for joining us on the Rick Dog Network. As we're talking White Sox baseball and Bulls basketball. Got the Bears and have draft picks. They're probably going to fuck that up. Ooh, this guy's got some overpowering stuff. At 98, I'll step out. Reassess my life. There's Aloha Bar out in left field. So if you're at the ballpark, make sure you stop out and get an umbrella drink. Best in the business. Holly behind the bar. My buddy Tito is also a bartender there, but he's usually passed out by the 6th inning, so, good luck. Oh, check swing. Here's a good pitch again. So he's throwing BBs out here. This is what you get when you come up to the bigs, and they took me out. Son of a bitch. Good day. Whatever. So, we're grinding it out in spring training here and road to the show. My guy's a two-way player. He's a switch-hitting shortstop. He also pitches on every 5th day, so I'll probably be pitching here, I feel like, pretty soon. See what I haven't had a play on shortstop, but it's okay. I'm playing good. How do we feel about the number 33? I might go back. If I make it up, if I get called up, I'll probably change it to the Ozzie Guillen number 13. I don't think anybody's sporting that. But, yeah. Let's see. Cubs fans, I saw that 20. I thought that was a fucking misprint. I honestly had a double take. There's no way they scored 21 runs. 20. What happened? What happened? We need further investigation to how hammered these guys got on Friday night in Wrigleyville for them to lose 21-0. Shit. I ain't seen an ass whooping like that in a while. I went to a game that it was that bad. I think I went to a Sox game just before the All-Star break where Boston beat us fucking 20-0. It was terrible. It was terrible. Oh, man. So the Cubs fans beating their chests this morning. It's because I was talking shit. That's what it was. I will humble pie. Baseball. But you never know, man. Starting pitcher, number 33, Ricky Fuentes. In my Gene Honda voice. Was it good? I love Gene Honda. Welcome, Sox fans. Paying homage. Oh, man. I used to do Gene Honda when I was younger. I used to... Number 35, Frank Thomas. Right? Big, mean Gene Honda. Diaz. What do you think? Diaz. Should I go with the fastball? Diaz. I'm going to go with the fastball. Diaz. Strike one at 99. Yeah, you better grab some dirt there, buddy. Dig in. Where's my shades? Has anybody seen my shades? I can't find them for some reason. So the surprise that I woke up to is that the Boston Celtics, not too surprised. A little surprised. I don't know. I can't. It's weird. I'm a little surprised because I knew the Boston Celtics were a really good basketball team, and they had been pretty consistent all the way through the season. For them to go up, and it's that old man in you. It's like there's no way you could just throw a team together at the end there, and Kyrie Irving could come back at the end and think they're going to be good. Just, and it's right, man. Like Boston Celtics, who's now turning into like a veteran-style team who's been there and done that. Jason Tatum emerging, busting out of his cocoon, turning into a butterfly right in front of our eyes. You know, you could see, you always saw that all that talent in Tatum, and now I'm so glad he's one of my favorite players in the league. I have no problem saying. But for them to be up 3-0 against Brooklyn is huge. You know, I still think the series is going 7, but good for. I hope they sweep them. You know, I know Kevin Durant's one of the best in the business. I know he's one of the best players on the planet. You know, and whenever you say that, that's a special thing. But he's carrying the load. He's got a lot of pressure. And, you know, as much as I love Steve Nash as a ball player, he's getting heavily outcoached here. So I don't know if it looks like a Jason Kidd effect where these guys may have been great floor generals, but it's not translating into great coaching. Oh boy. Oh boy. Get foul. Get foul. It will. Oh boy. That will hit. It's 3-2. Yeah, so that's the Boston Celtics, and that's ball 4. All right, so after that long bomb, I really didn't want to give in to. Who are we facing? I got Aaron Judge, who's been shipped over. Well, he's a free agent after that last season, so he ended up going. That's a huge signing. It was a San Francisco Giants signed Aaron Judge. I don't know how I feel about that. Don't care. I have no feelings on Aaron Judge. But that's interesting. He looks good in the uniform. I'll give him that. I could see that. Sorry, Yankee fans. Now that I think about it. Oh, this umpire is squeezing me. So the Celtics go up 3-0. I saw that. Some teams battled back to tie it at 2. I'll look at the scores again. I was not too surprised by what I saw by the scores. So the NBA getting exciting. That first, unless Michael Jordan's playing or Derrick Rose or the Bulls, I don't really pay attention. I guess that makes me a fair weather basketball fan now, which is fine. I'm okay with it. I think I'm a highly knowledgeable fair weather fan. I'm okay with that tag. I think when it comes to sports, I mainly could just watch baseball on a day-to-day baseball or listen to it. So I think that's the Puerto Rican blood in me. Yeah, just unless it was like Jordan or D Rose or something that keeps me glued to even to the tube every day to watch basketball every day. But once it gets starts getting into the thick of things, it's not my fault. I'm not going to feel bad. The fucking NBA sucks during the regular season because they're guys sitting out, and it's just tough to take them seriously when they're not taking it seriously. So you know what? I sit out until the second round of the playoffs. That's my choice. Once they start getting serious, then I get serious. So I don't know. This is just Rick Dog methods. This is just. Does that make me fair weather? Probably does, but fuck that. Paying attention to you need me to. Kind of like everything else in life. Sorry, I made myself chuckle on that one. The Rick Dog Network's on the mound here. First outing of spring training for the Rick Dog Network ever in a White Sox uniform. It's exciting. We're here in Arizona, one of my favorite places on the planet. So I took a trip last night to Sedona to get ready for this start. Drove up there and just chilled butt naked in a hot tub. It was great. So now I'm really focused for my start. That's funny. No, I love Sedona, Arizona, and I love Arizona. I would love to be in Arizona. I'm gonna put it into the universe, speak it into existence. Next spring training, I would love to be there. Watch it. I've never been to spring training watching baseball before, so that's a bucket list type thing. Watch, just be there for a good chunk of spring training. Why not? Fucking cold in Chicago at that time. Go get away for the last. And so the Rick Dog's pitching there right now. I can't seem to find my sunglasses. I don't know where they're at. Has anybody seen them? That's whatever. I'll just keep pitching. Strike two. And that's popped out into left field. Nicely done. And we end the second. Cruising along. It is 2-0. Good guys. Welcome to the Rick Dog Network. We're top 4-0. Good guys. Yes. Coming up to bat. What a name. We're talking White Sox. We're talking Bulls, which is just absolutely depressing here. Sunday morning. Sox haven't won in decades. Bulls won one game and then they get just pummeled. Like, it's just like, yes. Oh. It's a tough day to be a Chicago sports fan, unless you're a Cubs fan. And nobody likes them, really. So, it's just tough. Oh, God. Fuck, I could have caught that. I could have. Super Rick Dog. I was over here complaining about life. Gotta get it together. There's a chopper. No harm, no foul. I probably would have dove into the dugout and died, so probably better off spring training. Just like the spring training. So the Rick Dog comes out there for, he's got one out in the third. Probably my last inning of work here in spring training, my first outing. Looking sharp. Lights out so far. He's got the power fastball. Got the Pedro Martinez pimp. He's got the Pedro Martinez pimp juice. If we don't know what that is, I have a theory. Well, I have my pitcher. His motion is set like Pedro Martinez, and I was saying in my last telecast that I felt that Pedro Martinez got a couple extra MPHs because he used to put his hair juice on the ball, so he used to slip out a little faster. I don't know, it's just a theory. I could be wrong. Most of my theories are complete hogwash. So that's why I grew my hair out, so I could, and I used the same product. I found out what, so I too have the pimp juice right now. I can feel the power. There's a little Fresh Prince reference. Carlton, one of the greatest scenes of all time. When Carlton gets the little black book from Will, and then he's glowing. I could feel the power. That's power. That's power. That's funny.
And that's in there for strike one.
So the Pimp Juice on the mound. That's now my new nickname. Pimp Juice. Just wheeling and dealing. Oh, it's high. I hung a fastball? Is that possible? And Oh my goodness, what a play! Oh, Andrew Vaughn. Mercy. Look at this. The hang time looking like Alex Caruso.
And they turn to a new arm.
Oh my.
At the bottom of the fourth, Michael Kopech.
That was a fucking great play. Oh man, showing some love out there for the rookie. Here comes Kopech. Good day. Perfect day. Look at these guys are really excited. Did we just throw a combined perfect game here? Look at that's extra excitement. Here, I just threw a combined perfect game. How about that? Let's take a look at the numbers. Look at that. Look at that. The White Sox pitch a combined perfect game here in spring training. Oh, holy cow. Holy shit. Why would they do that? Why couldn't they save that for fucking opening day? But that's pretty cool. That was cool. Let's see how excited they got excited. You know, it was pretty exciting. It was pretty. Would you cheer if you threw a perfect game in spring training? It doesn't count. Nobody really gives a shit. Oh shucks! No, I'm never gonna say oh shucks. Forget that. See, this game could fix up some of these generic. Nobody cares about this. Nobody cares. A combined game, perfect game. This is amazing. I might get called up to the big leagues. Is this the day that the Rick Dog Network goes to the show? What do you think, people? I'm going to take a little union meeting, safety meeting. I think this has been good. Hopefully I sound good. Give me a thumbs up if anybody's paying attention out there. It's just a Sox fan letting it out this morning. Thank you for listening. Get better, Eloy. We're sorry, big guy. We do love you out here in Chicago.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I'll be back on in about a half an hour or so. Thank you so much. Got to take a little break.